to see everyone. Once again, welcome. I'm Mary Lee Kiernan. I'm President and CEO of YWCA Greenwich, and I am thrilled to welcome each of you here today to support the critical work of YWCA Greenwich Domestic Abuse Services. Thank you all for joining us today. You know, this Old Bags Luncheon continues to be incredibly special for several reasons. First of which is you, a dynamic group of caring women who are here to lift up other women, lifting up these women and their children through some of the darkest moments that you can imagine. And the idea of helping other women inspires us at YWCA Greenwich, and we're so glad that it inspires you as well. And of course, this luncheon is so special because of those fabulous bags, and we hope you enjoyed the silent auction upstairs and the bag browsing. And you should know the auction is still going on. This is the silent auction, so you can keep your phones out and keep bidding until Sunday at noon, and you can pick up the bags starting Monday at the YWCA. And there are more beautiful bags coming. So in just a few minutes, Scott Mitchell of Richards will be joining us for the exciting live auction portion of the event. And you know, these bags are meaningful. They symbolize financial freedom. They symbolize the personal agency of our victims. And so we hope you're feeling that same empowerment as you're browsing bags and listening to our program. And that leads me to a group of 5 incredibly empowered and dynamic women who are the co-chairs of this year's luncheon. They have worked tirelessly for months on not only this event, but a number of events leading up to this: the bag collection luncheon, the beautiful shopping event at Saks this spring, and the fabulous fashion show at Richards a couple weeks ago. So please join me in thanking and recognizing Bree Hart, Cecilia Lieberman, Ashley Morningstar, Natalie Stein, and our emeritus co-chair, Lauren Walsh. Truly, these are very special ladies, and we can't thank you enough for your leadership of today's event. So a big thank you also to everyone who donated a bag, and that list is in your program. We are particularly grateful to the designers and the stores who donated bags, and I'll just mention Acris at Saks, Bergdorf Goodman, J. McLaughlin, Richards, Prada at Saks, and Saks Shops at Greenwich. Representatives from these generous partners are with us today, so please help me thank them with your applause. And helping us out today are the Greenwich Police, with Chief Jim Heavey joining us, and also members of the Greenwich Emergency Medical Services, or GEMS. So, thank you. You know, the Greenwich Police Department in particular is a critical partner, working with us 24/7, year-round, to respond to and support victims of domestic violence. So I do want you to give a special round of applause to Chief Heavey and the Police Department for their work. Domestic violence continues to plague our community. Regrettably, it is still the #1 violent crime here and the 2nd most investigated crime overall. Many people shake their heads when they hear me say this every year, but it is an insidious social and criminal and public health problem in our midst. And your generosity today will help fund our critical services, the full menu that we have, including our emergency shelter, our 24/7 hotline, where there were almost 4,600 calls last year alone, safety planning over the phone and in person. We do group counseling. We do individual counseling for adults and for children. And we have support at criminal court and for civil legal matters. And in the last few years, we've really increased our work on post-crisis sustainability services, including finding safe, affordable housing for our victims and financial empowerment services. And several weeks ago, we made a very big announcement, and we want to share that again with you today. I am so very proud to announce that YWCA Greenwich will begin offering services for victims of sexual violence, including sexual harassment, sexual assault, and child sexual abuse, starting on July 1st, which is the beginning of our fiscal year. The addition of these services and supports, along with the domestic violence services I just listed, together will be called the Harmony Project of YWCA Greenwich, and we're thrilled about that new branding. We are so proud, and at the same time, we're really humbled to step into this gap locally, and we'll become the 5th agency in the state of Connecticut to provide both domestic violence and sexual violence services. So there's more information about this in your program, and you're going to hear a little more about it from Meredith Gold, our Director of Domestic Abuse Services, in a little bit. In a few minutes, you are also going to hear from our guest speaker, who will tell her story of abuse and how the services she received at YWCA Greenwich supported her through crisis, recovery, and to begin a new life. Rosa, thank you for your courage and your remarks today. You're an inspiration to all of us. So last year at this luncheon, we were so pleased to introduce the YWCA Greenwich Purple Purse Award. And at this time, I'd love to welcome to the podium last year's winner of the award, Cindy Lehman. So combining purple, the color of domestic violence, and a purse, which I mentioned is a symbol of financial freedom and personal agency, this award honors a volunteer who has worked tirelessly to support, empower, and elevate survivors of domestic abuse. Cindy and I are so proud to share that this year's honoree is the incredible Courtney Combe. Courtney, come on up. And I'm going to talk about you for a little bit.
Oh,
Okay.
please, can I go?
No, you have to stay here. Come on, please. I need all the help. So I'm going to make Courtney stand here while I tell you a little bit about her. Courtney is a longtime YWCA Greenwich member and began her commitment to YWCA Greenwich in 2003 when she donated the funds to renovate our aging fitness center. The Courtney Combe Fitness Center is a state-of-the-art studio that enables YWCA members and victims of domestic violence to work on their health and fitness goals. In 2008, Courtney was a recipient of YWCA Greenwich's Spirit of Greenwich Award, and that honored her volunteer efforts and her philanthropy, including her involvement with this luncheon. She was a guest at the very first Old Bags luncheon in 2006 and has not missed one since. Serving on the event committee and then co-chairing the event in 2012, 2016, and 2019. And through all of those years, Courtney has donated fabulous bags, introduced new supporters to this luncheon, and is always on hand the day before for setup, and she was here yesterday setting up.
It's the most fun.
So what you should really know about Courtney is her grace, her fabulous sense of humor, and her humility. I'm sure you're sensing that already. Never seeking the spotlight, Courtney quietly helps out in the most meaningful and impactful ways, keeping the YWCA staff inspired and at the same time lifting up victims of domestic violence through their abuse and recovery. So Courtney, we thank you for your many years of passionate support of YWCA Greenwich Domestic Abuse Services, and it is a privilege to honor you with the 2023 Purple Purse Award.
Thank you. Yes, I do. I want to say one thing. Thank you all very, very much. About 2-3 weeks ago, I attended a luncheon down in Florida, also for domestic abuse, and I learned something. I learned that someplace in this room, there might be several of you who are victims but are quiet. And I also learned that it's very difficult for those people because they've lost their sense of value and courage to speak up. I know some of you know who these people are. Be patient with them. Give them the space. They will see it and will act accordingly to protect themselves and their families.
Thank you so much, Courtney. Well, our next guest needs no introduction. Once again, we are so fortunate to have Scott Mitchell of Richards as our auctioneer. We are deeply grateful, as always, for our partnership with Scott and Richards, so thank you again for being here. Okay. Off you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you all. Can you guys feel the energy in this room? I mean, it's, I've been here I don't know how many years. It's the most. My table date asked me, I did this a lot, and I said, what, hang out with pretty women and take your money? Yeah, I do it all day long. I do. Indra said, oops, you're hanging out with the ladies again. I said I wouldn't have it any other way. I am privileged to do a lot of this. We had a shatterproof event at Richards last week, which also talks about speaking up and changing your life and being strong from the inside. Friday night, we had the Near and Far in Westport. I raised over $1 million up at Mitchell's. Friday night, I was in Stanford at Soundwaters. It was a record year. This is going to be a big year. I'm at a charity event tonight for autistic kids, autistic adults in Westchester. So while I'm part of this, I get to see what you all are doing. And it's not just here, it's everywhere. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to sell handbags. I don't get to keep your money. I got to give it away, but I'm going to take it. And then we're going to get really serious because you are here for a really serious reason. It's 1 degree of separation, not 6. That's why we're all here. And just don't lose sight of that. Have fun, have the energy, enjoy it. I was going to kid at Richards, we don't use the S word, right? That's Saks. Or we don't use the P word, that's Prada. We don't use the C word, that's Chanel. I know there's other ones, but years ago, someone asked me, and as the only family businesses of those, all bets are off when it's for charity. I'm happy to auction off the Saks bags. I love to get a lot of money for the Hermes bags because it's all going to the right place. And so that's what's fun. So to my fellow retailers here, and I'm looking at a lot of you, thanks for being here because we get to do that, and you guys all step up to the challenge as well. I know it says you can bid on this stuff, there we go, online, but we're doing this live. This is the live auction. So look in the middle of your program, this right in the middle, just pull it out. It's going to be, I'm hoping it's up on the screen other than just me, but pull this out because these are the bags we're auctioning off. Where is the first bag, by the way? There we go. So start walking around. Walk, walk, walk. So we're going to start with Hermes. Yeah, you're going to raise your hand. This is not, don't do this online. This is live. Shh. So an Hermes Evelyn Poche. Classic size. It's a casual bag. Shh. The orange strap is actually a limited edition. It's very difficult to get. I think this cognac bag goes great with jeans. I just think it's more casual. And it's Hermes. So who wants to start the bidding off at $3,000? Shh. 3,000. How about 4,000? 4,000. How about 5,000? At 4,000 up front. You want to go to 5 in the back? I've got 4,000 up front. If you want to touch it, I've got 5,000 in the back. Thank you very much. So, sorry, 3, 4, 5. You want to go 6? 6,000. Anybody want to go to 7? 7,000. Anybody want to go to... This is how it works. Anybody want to go to 8? Shh. Why don't you walk over and show the lady who's at 7, and if anybody wants to see 8, we can have you look at it. So we have $7,000 in the back. Shh. What do we think? Nice? Looks good? So 8,000 in the back. Well, let's walk over and show it over there. Now remember what that bag looked like, because she's at 8 and you can go to 9. How's the soup? Who serves cold soup on a freezing cold day? This is ridiculous. Somebody knows management here. So we have 8,000. I'm serious. We should be having like clam chowder, hot food, or a yacht club, for goodness sakes. I have $8,000 going once. Anybody want to go to 9? 9,000 up front. Thank you very much. How about we just go right to $10,000 on the first bag? 9,000 here. I can make more soup jokes if you want. 9,000 we have up front. Do you want to go to 10? 9,000 here. Do you want to go to 10? Shh. Anybody want to go to 10? 9's not so bad, don't get me wrong. So 9,000 going once. 9,000 going twice. We're going to sell it for $9,000. Look at all that excitement. We've got 8 to go. I'm telling you, the energy is great today. Next bag is from Valentino. Shh. Large tote. All hand embroidered. Cream and white, come on up here, come on, up on stage. Look at the guns, huh? They're not looking at the bag, they're looking, oh yeah. Woo! Flex for me. Look at those guns, ladies. Woo! We're just gonna start at 2,500, forget the explanation. 2,500, 3,000. 3,000. I've got 2,500. How about we go to 3,000? Shh. If you flex again, someone will go to 3,000. I have 2,500 up front. Who wants to go to 3,000? I think this bag looks great to dress up. You can take it to a wedding. You can travel. You can wear it with your pearls. Shh. We have 2,500 in the front. How about 3,000 back? Thank you, 3,000. Appreciate that. Why don't you take a trip up the stairs? How about 4,000? Got 3,000 in the back. Anybody want to go to 4,000? Shh. 3,000 in the back. Anybody want to see it? You curious? Not so sure? 3,000. 4,000. Thank you very much. You want to go to 5? Why not? 5,000. There we go. Want to go to 6? 5,000 in the back. You want to go to 6? It's just another $1,000. It's only money. Shh. 5,000 in the back. How about 6? Anybody 6? We have 5,000 in the back. Anybody want to go to 6? 5,000 in the back. Shh. There's lots of talking. I like it. So we have 5,000 going once. 5,000 going 2 times. Sold for 5,000. Thank you very much. Come on up. Come on. We can't just give him all the attention. You need some attention too. Look at those guns. Wow. Woo! This Lautrec bag is one of a kind. It was made for this event, this color. Look at the color. It's unbelievable. 100% American alligator. finished in 18-karat gold hardware. It is made in Italy. And there is a strap. It's just a really great, it's a showstopper. Who wants to start the bidding off at this at $3,000? So I have $3,000 in front. How about $4,000? $4,000. How about $5,000? I've got $4,000 in the back. Who wants to go to $5,000? $5,000, thank you very much. Who wants to go to $6,000? $5,000 up front, $6,000, thank you very much. We're at $6,000. Let's have a round of applause for $6,000. We're not stopping at $6,000, but we can clap for $6,000. So we have $6,000 up on the veranda, $7,000. $7,000. You want to go to $8,000 in the back? $8,000. Want to go to $9,000? $10,000. Come show that lady that bag. Woo! Keep clapping. We don't have to stop at 10. We can go to 11. We have 10,000 up front. You can buy a lot of cold gazpacho for $10,000. $10,000 in the front. Does anybody want to go to 11? 10,000. 10,000. Pretty awesome, huh? Alligator. American alligator. Made in Italy. We ship the alligator over to Italy, and then we bring it back as a handbag. We do it all the time at Richards. $10,000 going once. $10,000 going twice. Sold for $10,000. Thank you very much. This is called the Lady Delight bag. Great, great, great summer bag. All of the flowers are hand embroidered on. You can carry this by hand. There is a strap if you want to wear it crossbody. This is a hip bag. This brings fashion to whatever you're wearing. You can have on jeans and a casual top for summer dinner. You can have something dressy, and it's just going to make you look even that much better. Who wants to open the bidding at this at $2,500? $2,500. How about $3,000? I've got 25 in the back. Who wants to go to 3? $2,500, $3,000. Who wants to go to $4,000? So I have $3,000 here. Who wants to go to 4? $4,000. Thank you very much. A lot of activity upstairs today. Thank you very much. $4,000 up there. You want to go to 5? $5,000. You want to go to 6? 6. You want to go to 7? She doesn't want to go to 7, so we're at 6. Somebody else go to 7. 6,000 up top. Where's the bag? There we go. They're owning it. Let's walk around. $6,000. There is an interior zip pocket so that if you want to travel with it, you can put a phone, a passport, keys, wallet. We're at 6,000. Anybody want to go to 7? 6,000. Anybody want to go to 7? Lucky 7. So we have $6,000 going once. 6,000 going twice. Sold for 6,000. Thank you. Our next bag is a super summer color. Donated by Saks. Again, I told you the S word. It's okay. It's for charity. This is, yeah. This is the green. We call it the parakeet bag. All right. You want to open the bid? $3,000. $3,000. Go walk over. It's such a super bag. You can wear this with navy. You can wear it with white. Wear it with your emeralds. Put it back to black. So we're at $3,000. $4,000. I've got $4,000. Who wants to go to $5,000? It's only money. $4,000. $5,000. Up on top. Thank you. Great hat by the. Stand up and let us see your hat. Come on. All right, don't stand up. But oh, there we go. Woo! $4,000 in the back. Who wants to go to 5? We went from 3, we went to 4. We need to go to 5. Shh. $4,000 up top. What'd you say? Oh, okay. So we have $4,000. Who's got 5? Oh, they're at 5. All right, then who wants to go to 6? Shh. We'll go to 6. Thank you very much for 6,000. Anybody want to go to 7? So we have 6,000 up front. Young lady, you want to go to 7? We have $6,000. $7,000. Thank you very much. Keep walking around. Let people look at the bag. $7,000 to my right. Want to go up to 8? $7,000 here. Anybody want to go to 8? $7,000 to my right. Shh. Anybody want to go to 8? 7,000 going once. 7,000 going twice. Sold for $7,000. Thank you very much. Our next bag, this is the P word. It's Prada. I know. Shh. This ombre bag is great. Shh. It does have a wide, you can flex too if you want. You give them a little, there you go. Has a wide adjustable strap. Shh. What's great with this bag is it's pretty versatile. It has 2 zippers. You can get on an airplane with this bag and you're zipped up. You can take it to work. You could carry that today at a charity event. During the day, you could take it to a charity event at night. Really is a great bag. I will start the bidding at $3,000. $3,000, $4,000, $3,000. Who wants to go to $4,000? I've got $3,000 in the back. Who wants to go to $4,000? Shh. Really awesome bag, and not lots of them. I have $3,000 in the back. Anybody want to go to $4,000? I know it's not green. I know it's not purple. It's an awesome handbag. The little feet on the bottom. Super, super. $4,000, thank you very much. Yell at me next time when I'm not paying attention. Okay, it happens. So I have $4,000 on my left. Anybody want to go to $5,000? $4,000 on my left. $4,000 to my left. Anybody want to see the bag? Wave. I won't make you pay if you put your hand up to see the bag. I have $4,000 on my left. It's Prada. That P word. It's okay. $4,000 on my left. Anybody want to go to $5,000? $4,000 going once. Shh. What do you say? You want to go to 45? Okay, fine. You're at 45? You're at 45. You want to go to 5? We're at 5. Now you got to go to 55. Shh. She went to 5. You want to go to 55? I can't see. She's at 5. Thank you for going back up. $5,000 going once. $5,000 going twice. Sold for $5,000. Thank you. Friendly rivalry between gems and the guys with the guns. Awesome limited edition Louis Vuitton bag. Green, pink, purple, orange, white, black. Shh. What's the bottom color? There you go. You cannot buy this bag. It is here and here today only. Shh. What should we start the bidding at? 2,000? Let's start at 2,000. 3,000. 4,000. I've got 3 here. Shh. 3 right here. Who wants to go to 4? You can only get this bag here. Once it sells, it's done. 3. Who put up for 4? 4,000. Who wants to go to 5? 5,000. Who wants to go to 6? Go 4,000, 5,000 to my left. Thank you very much. You figure a guy who sells stuff all day long could keep the numbers straight. 5,000 on my left. Who wants to go to 6? Shh. Can you hold that bag up nice and high? 5,000 on my left. Who wants to go to 6? 6,000 up on the railing. Thank you. I see you. Don't worry. 6,000. Want to go to 7? I've got 6 up here. Do you want to go to 7? 6,000 up on the railing. You can even take a ride in the police cruiser with this guy if you want. He'll pick up the bag. He'll bring the bag home today with you in it. Boy, that'd be a hell of a conversation for your husband or neighbors or whoever's watching. Hi, honey, I'm home. 7,000. Shh. And by the way, you're driving her home today, by the way. 7,000. Would you like to go to 8? They'll turn the sirens on if you go to 8. And the lights. 7,000. You want to go to 8? No sirens and 8. He'll turn the sirens on for you, I guarantee it. We have 7,000 up front. Shh. And a ride home if you'd like it. Jim, I hope it's okay that we're going to divert from Bellhaven and go somewhere else. 7,000 up front going once. Shh. $8,000. Lights, sirens, everything. 8,000. Anybody want to go to 9? 9,000. Want to go to 10? You can have the ambulance in front of the police car on the way home. 9,500. Woo! $10,000. I figure I could jog in front of the ambulance on the way home, but that's not going to. So I have $10,000. Thank you very much to my left. Private ride home in the police car with the bag. Lights, sirens. I don't know. It's pretty good. So 10,000 to my left. 10,000 going once. 10,000 twice. Sold for $10,000. This can come with a ride home too if you want. Chanel quilted medium flap bag. Light green, a very minty color. Magnetic flap. Shoulder strap, carried as a handbag. Just a great color for spring. If you like wearing turquoise jewelry, this would look amazing with turquoise jewelry. And you've got white gold. Who wants to start the bidding off at 3,000? 3,000. How about 4,000? I have 3,000 here. 4,000. Who wants to go to 5? 5,000. Who wants to go to 6? I have 5,000 to my left. 5,000 to my left. Who wants to go to 6? It is Chanel. It is the C word. $6,000. Who wants to go to 7? This is an awesome bag. $7,000. Who wants to go to 8? I've got 7 up front. You want to go to 8? $8,000. Who wants to go to 9? It's just money. It's painless. You won't even feel it. The Amex has already been swiped. I have $8,000. Who wants to go to 9? 8,000 on my left. Anybody up top want to go to 9? Great Mother's Day gift, by the way, gents, if you're thinking about giving a Chanel bag. $8,000 to my left. Thank you. It goes great with your outfit today, by the way. I mean, awesome. 8,000. Anybody want to go to 9? Anybody want to see it? No sirens at 8. I'm sorry, but still you get the bag. So we have $8,000. Anybody want to do 9? So $8,000 going once. 9,000. What took you so long? I mean, you can see me, right? I'm up here. You know, I wore a tie today. 9,000. Want to go to 10? Sirens for 10. Lights and sirens for 10. Just lights, but so I've got 9,000 here. If you guys each chip in $1,000, you can all carry it like every month for $1,000. I'm not kidding. You can do that. Stranger things. $9,000 to my right. Anybody want to go to 10? And you don't have to wait till I say going once, going twice. Just put your hand up. $10,000. $9,000 going once. Anybody want to go to 10? $9,000 going twice. Sold for $9,000. So we started with Hermes and we're going to end with Hermes. This even looks good with what I'm wearing today. And I haven't carried a handbag in a long time. Navy blue Birkin, pebbled leather. It's purple on the inside. Hang on. Purple on the inside, limited edition. Woohoo! You can leave it open because they'll want to look inside. We'll walk around. Shh. This is an awesome bag that you cannot go buy. And I know that. That's a fact. That's not an opinion. They're just impossible to get. Shh. Anybody want to start the bidding off at, I don't know, $10,000? Sure, 10,000. Anybody want to go to 11? 11. You can't buy them at all, so 11. Anybody want to go to 12? Shh. 12. Anybody want to go to 13? 13. How about 14? 14. How about 15? 15. How about 16? Shh. 16. I will say Hermes makes my life so easy up here. Much easier than you that waited forever to bid. 16,000, I think, is where we are. Anybody want to go to 17? 17. How about 18? 18. How about 19? 19. How about 20? Shh, we have to sell this bag for at least $20,000 or I don't get to come back. $20,000, thank you. If you don't want me, $20,000, thank you very much. How about 21? Nice game of blackjack. 20,021. A lot of action in this room today. Anybody want to go to 22? I've got 22. Thank you very much. How about 23? Shh. 22 in the back. Who wants to go to 23? Or just put your $23,000. Thank you very much. 24? $24,000. I told you we were going to have a good day today, and we're just getting started. $24,000 in the back. Lights, siren, ambulance, horseback. Do we have horses in Greenwich at the PD? Horseback. $24,000 in the back. Anybody want to go to that lovely number? Mazel tov. $24,000. Anybody want to go to 25? $25,000. Woohoo! Let's clap again for $25,000. Now, for $26,000, somebody else, $26,000. Anybody want to go to 27? I have $26,000, and for $27,000, you can take it away from her. Shh. That's an awesome number. I don't think anybody expected this was going to go to 26. But it could go to 27 if someone wants to put their hand up. Shh. I'm so popular, and then I just, nothing. It sucks. $26,000 going once. $26,000 going twice. $27,000 up front. Oh! You know, in my experience, when a blonde lady turns her back on you and gives you two cold shoulders, this game's over. I was wrong. $27,000. Anybody want to go to 28? $28,000. Anybody want to go to 29? Now I have to second guess the cold shoulder and the hair flip and, So we're at $28,000 in the back. Shh. Holy crap. Sorry. Right? You guys are all driving that bag home, I'm telling you. $28,000 going once. Shh. Although that was a great scream. I know, it's painful. I understand. You could go to 29 and just solve the whole thing. $28,000 going once. It would ruin the Richards bill, I get it. $28,000 going twice. Sold for $28,000.
So exciting always to come to Old Bags Luncheon and to be here for our favorite event. It's epic. And there are many, many reasons why we love to be here. I mean, first of all, the bags, right? Hello, we know. Also, this setting, which is so unparalleled. We couldn't imagine a more dreamy environment to be in together. And all of you, each of you, by being here today, you're linking elbows with us and joining us in the fight against domestic violence in Greenwich. So thank you. We look forward to Old Bags every year for all of those reasons, and also because we know that this event helps bring domestic violence out of the shadows and into the light. You'll each leave here today, and you'll tell someone about this event. When you wear your new bag, you'll remember where you got it and why, and you'll tell someone about it. And maybe you being here today, learning a little bit about domestic violence, maybe being here will save someone's life. I hope you'll please take some time to read through the program that you each have that has critical information about domestic and sexual violence, and most importantly, how to get help. Every year following the Old Bags Luncheon, our hotline rings in the days following, and we hear from people who are just like you. Maybe they are you. Inevitably, somebody will call and say, my friend, sister, colleague went to some fancy luncheon last week and encouraged me to call you. And we will say, we're here to help. Or someone who attended the luncheon will call themselves and recognized at this luncheon for the first time that what they're experiencing is not just a rough patch in their relationship. And we will say, we're here to help. Today, you may find glimpses of yourself, your friend, sister, colleague, in the story you will hear from our speaker. And let me say to you, we are here to help. And as Mary Lee announced earlier, we are so excited to begin providing services to survivors of sexual violence in addition to domestic violence. Our new Harmony project includes direct services such as our hotline, shelter, court advocacy, individual counseling support groups, as well as our training, education, and prevention efforts. We're very excited about this. So we are continuing to evolve to provide a comprehensive response to domestic and sexual violence, especially for our clients who are seeking peace and balance and harmony. And that is the perfect segue to introduce our keynote speaker, Rosa Davis Gallagher. So Rosa came to us in the fall of 2020. Ever remember 2020, what that year was like? Rosa endured a long and difficult journey, and she is here today in perfect harmony to share her story with all of us. And it is my great honor and privilege to introduce you, Rosa. Thank you for being here. I'm right here for you.
Good afternoon. My name is Rosa, and I am a survivor. I would like to thank everyone at Domestic Abuse Services for giving me the privilege to speak with you this afternoon about my journey. I think we're just trying to get comfortable here as possible. Please bear with me. First, I would like to share a verse of God Bless America with you. And if you feel so, sing along. While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. I would minister in song to others and listen to the songs of psalmists until one day I could no longer sing. I could no longer hear the music that carried me through. I used to sing in many choirs and various services, as well as community events. And then all of a sudden, I stopped. I felt that who am I to try to encourage others through music when I could no longer do this for myself? Today, I am no longer held captive. I am finally free. I've walked through the fires and the floods that came upon me from the abuse in the last 28 years of what once looked to be a marriage. I'm so glad I made it. I made it through. I have some scars, but I'm still alive. I know that there is a higher plan for me and a purpose for my life. As the psalmist said, your story may not be my story. I didn't lose. If you see me cry, it's just a sign that I am still alive. With the help of domestic abuse services, we all can create a new story, a new beginning in each of our lives. You, the YWCA, Domestic Abuse Services, showed me that I could live again. You told me that there was nothing that was impossible. You have shown me grace and treated me with dignity. Through my entire journey, yes, you did that. The YWCA, Domestic Abuse Services, you are the elements of the very fibers of the fabric that clothed me so that I could weather the storm and face my inevitable fears. These elements consisted of a divine connection, listening to my story, providing me with support and advice, and to begin life again. The YWCA Domestic Abuse Services was the divine connection that helped me rise above all that life was throwing at me. It is my belief at the right time and place, you will find that divine connection. This connection for me came about on one uneasy day while walking past a bulletin board outside of the conference room at work here in Greenwich at a nonprofit. There, I came across a flyer that read, Domestic Abuse Services. And at that point, I began to panic. I then quickly walked away so absolutely no one would see me reading it. As the days went by, the flyer would remain on my mind. It wouldn't leave me. I knew I had to do something because the anxiety and panic attacks were only getting worse as it was paired with the old family rule, don't tell anybody but God. I felt that although everything looked perfect from the outside, everything was falling apart on the inside, and it was painful. All the long suffering was very noticeable to those who knew me oh so well. This went on until one afternoon, while leaving work, I experienced what would become a major meltdown. I was on the phone with one of my best friends and could no longer drive. I didn't even know where I was. I could only tell her that I was in a park trying to find a place to pull over where no one could see me cry uncontrollably. At that point, she demanded that I give her the number to the YWCA Domestic Abuse Services so she could make the call on my behalf that would save me from the horrors that were destroying me. This was only the beginning of my divine connection. The YWCA DAS would not only be a divine connection for me, but a sympathetic listener who was always there day and night. If you needed someone to talk to, they are none other than patient and caring. I felt unashamed to tell my story, which consists of mental, emotional, financial, and not to forget to mention the physical abuse. Who knew that I would end up living in my own nightmare? I have no doubt that you have many questions bombarding your mind about the abuse that has and had taken place in my life. I will never forget how I struggled through having a feeling of low self-esteem and self-worth. It was shortly after the beginning of our marriage that I recognized that my ex-husband was not the kind, loving, and caring individual that he led me to believe. Being a member of a sociable family, I enjoyed entertaining my family and friends. My ex-husband was always angry when someone visited the home. On many occasions, he would go down to the basement, slamming and locking the door behind him, wanting to be alone. He became more volatile after they had left. He would yell and scream and become argumentative. He would then not speak to me for days. He also did not want me to converse with others when we were out in public together. He began to exhibit an extremely self-centered personality. If any conversations were not about him, he wanted no part of it. My ex became extremely upset when the bills were not paid on time. Yet he did not provide the funds for them, although he had money he had earned in his possession. Because I had limited money for groceries, my dear mother would feed our children at her home, and in addition, buy food for them to eat at our home. I still could not prepare meals because my ex would consume the food that my mother or I had purchased. Because he felt it was not his responsibility to pay the bills, eventually the mortgage was in default. The electricity and other utilities were turned off. He accused me of being irresponsible in managing the household. He cursed me and blamed me when the lights were turned off. He would argue with me over things such as having no orange juice or favorite foods for him to eat. During a particular snowstorm, the electricity was turned off. The house was so cold that I had to go to a hotel with the last available credit on my card for warmth. He wanted to control our finances, but did not want to financially contribute to the household expenses unless he felt that it was necessary. My ex became irate on many occasions. When I felt extremely unsafe, he would rant and rave in a loud voice, but I always made a way to the nearest door to leave. He also repeatedly chased me out of the house into the driveway. After blocking my car in the driveway, he prevented me from getting the children to church on time. It would be too easy for him to move his car. Instead, he cursed me in such a loud voice that the neighbors would stare from their windows to see just what was happening. My ex's cruelty escalated to physical abuse. One cold Sunday afternoon, he was enraged over a telephone bill. Things got so out of hand that he then grabbed me and slammed me against the wall, yelling in my face. I was shaking and felt terrified for my life. He called me an obscene name. Next thing I knew, he had picked me up and threw me to the floor, knowing that I had experienced 3 surgical procedures on my lower back. I was unable to leave the house because I was so bruised and swollen for 3 days and was ashamed and afraid to go seek medical help. This, for me, was the final straw. Being told that I was stupid, ugly, and not to mention being called fat for so long truly impacted my mental health. I was nothing other than an emotional mess plowing aimlessly from day to day, feeling sad, depressed, anxious, confused, and orphaned. I had no monetary funds to pay for food, gas, or even the surmounting credit card bills that had kept me afloat as long as allowed. At this point of my journey, our 2 children were away at college. I decided that I had to prepare a plan to escape the nightmare of a life. I was willing to take one for the team. It was truly time to save myself from all the horrors, so I started taking classes to become a certified foster parent. Who knew that through taking these classes, I would realize that I was not only abused, but I was traumatized. But I refused to let the criticisms of me hinder me from completing the training despite his opposition. Next, I began a job at a nonprofit agency, working with others who so needed my help. At first, I didn't think that I could do it, but I did. While the termination of a lease on our rental home, we had to move. When I was physically, emotionally, and mentally able to leave, I decided that I would never return. I was able to find full-time employment and a rental on a beach near the calm waters of the ocean, and I experienced some peace where hopefully he could not find me. Things didn't end there. Shortly thereafter, I filed for divorce. The court system during my divorce was being used without even knowing it to continue the abuse. I can't begin to tell you the numerous delays he caused during the 756 days and counting traumatic proceedings. I was so very thankful for the counselors from the YWCA Domestic Abuse Services. They were by my side the entire time. The YWCA Domestic Abuse Services provides many services which will improve the quality of life of those in need. They did that for me. The counselors were patient and gracious and were prepared to offer hands-on assistance. They initially focused on self-care. As the writer Arthur P. Macaulay quotes, "Self-care is never selfish, but it may feel that way when you live a frenzied life." I've learned that it's okay to take the time to care for myself, to help others and navigate my own life. I was encouraged to seek the proper nourishment of self and embrace my creativity. I once thought that I would never sing again. The YWCA Domestic Abuse Services helped me to write new songs and to sing once again. I developed self-love, making time for meditation, relaxation, taking long walks, and learning to appreciate nature. I often reflect on the poet Veronica Tugaleva as she wrote the words, "Learning to love yourself is like learning to walk essential, life-changing, and the only way to stand tall." I was taught techniques for my safety in order to have peace of mind and to maintain my physical well-being. Other valuable services have included advice and support for finances, food resources, and legal services. I have received helpful information about the availability of numerous programs. As I mentioned earlier, court advocates have been by my side in the courtroom before and during proceedings. They gave me a sense of safety and confidence. A 24/7 crisis hotline is available and has been used by me on more than one occasion. The counselor on call immediately responded, taking great care, and was helpful in providing me with the urgent help that I so needed. I remember one late afternoon, I became overwhelmed with anxiety. I knew I desperately needed someone to talk to. It was important that I spoke to them right away. So I called the hotline. A counselor was available, and as we spoke, it was clear that she knew all about me, which brought about a sense of peace. YWCA Domestic Abuse Services has helped me in many ways to begin my life again. I never thought I would ever be in this situation, but things do happen along this journey called life. You learn to weather the storm with the help of family, Cora Davis Mercer, and clergy who always prayed with me and for me, a best friend, Nilsa, who helped me to make that divine connection possible, and especially the YWCA Domestic Abuse Services counselors, Jennifer, Meredith, and the entire staff, who listened to my story and provided me with support and advice. The help from the YWCA Domestic Abuse Services has been an amazing and reliable support system to my personal journey to wellness. You have given me great joy and enthusiasm, as well as a new lease on life. I can once again have a new sense of purpose and look forward to a future with exciting opportunities. I know there's still great hope and much work to be done, because after all, on the upside of a storm cloud, I do believe that the sun is still shining. If you see yourself in any part of my story, I implore you to take that first step and call the YWCA Domestic Abuse Services. Then you will be able to begin your new journey just as I have. Thank you again for this privilege and your profound compassion and benevolence. May God bless each of you for all that you've done for me and will continue to do for others in crisis at the YWCA Domestic Abuse Services. Thank you.
Rosa, thank you so much for sharing your incredible story. We're all here with you. And while Rosa certainly is one of a kind, she's not alone. You may have noticed the pashminas on all of your seats. If you have a yellow pashmina at your chair, if you would please just stand up for just a moment. We won't make you sing. If you take a moment and look around, each woman that's standing now represents the nearly 1 in 3 women who will experience domestic violence over the course of her lifetime. This is us, this is our friends, our neighbors. Thank you. Please sit down. Thank you to Scott Mitchell, and thank you for your support today.
Rosa, thank you. Your story will help others. I know that. I'm standing here feeling anger, and maybe some of you are also. I'm standing here feeling frustration, listening to your story. Sadness. It sucks. But as you said, Rosa, you're crying, but you're still here. And somewhere out there is health, is peace, is success, and you use the word hope. And if the rest of you in this room, you know that that's why we're here. It's that simple. Because what we all get to do helps and turns the anger and the despair and the frustration and the sadness into hope and life. There's always tomorrow. So thanks again for sharing. Before we pull the raffle, I do want to end on that energy that we started with. So clap again and be happy and be thankful that Rose is here and with us and clapping and crying and smiling and all that, because it's what it's all about. What's the raffle? This does not look very good on me. I apologize. Maybe it looks better on you, Chief.
You're no Officer Will Frieder.
Thank you so much, Scott, and thank you all for your incredible generosity. So now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the annual Chanel raffle. Chief Jim Heavey is about to pull the winning ticket.
Meg Marciano.
Congratulations, Meg, who actually works in our Domestic Abuse Services Department. Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, everyone, for coming this year. Please take your program with you. There's information in there that we believe can save lives. We thank you for supporting Domestic Abuse Services, and we'll see you all next year. Thank you.